with the announcement of the Switch 2 and possibly a new Animal Crossing on the horizon, I have made it my goal to play 30 days of every Animal Crossing game. This time being Animal Crossing Wild World. The goals for this 30 days are finishing at least one section of the museum, 3 golden tools, and checking out some of the new holidays they created. Now that we've established the goals, let's begin. I'll start by saying I do change the video quality. It'll be fixed. Give me a minute. But anyway, our first scene in this game actually isn't KK Slider. It is Cap'n. He asked me the time of day, and of course I lied. And thus began the questions. The way to get specific faces in this game are to answer these questions like correctly, or the way you want to. And I didn't do that last time. I came prepared this time though. This face still looks kind of stupid, but this is the one we're going with. Hopefully, if I answer these right. So, it's calming. He then asked my name, and I made a grave error of putting my name with a heart. I thought it would be fun, but it ends up looking a little suspicious. But I do want a girl model, so I guess I'll thank him for the compliment. The next written question was what town I'll be visiting, and I had no idea what to put, but I thought since my channel is already pretty clown themed, I could go with the name Circus. Also, if you want to join this apparent circus, totally hit the subscribe button. Wink wink. I continue to answer his questions, like asking him to butt out of my personal business, saying that shopping convinced me to move, and that I really do not have a lot of cash. Here goes suspicious Cap'n again. Weirdo. Ew. But thankfully, that is where the awkward conversation ended, as we have finally arrived in Circus. Oh, I just show up like this? Oh god. Oh, I look dreadful. Yeah, I did not take into account my hair at all. I guess I'll just be walking around like this now. But the first thing on my agenda was talking to someone in the town hall, the exact place that I arrived at. This is where I met Pelly, the civic center clerk who was actually expecting me. Apparently Tom Nook has been in a giving mood and has already got a place for me set up. Pretty suspicious. He wasn't really that nice to me last time. She then gave me a map to look at my home, and I am just 2 steps away from the town hall. Not much of a walk. And yeah, I'd say this place is pretty modest. It even comes with a room upstairs that I can't decorate but can save my progress at the end of the day by using the bed instead of a gyroid like the GameCube version. As soon as I came out, Tom Nook finally showed his face, explaining that he created this house exactly to my vision and that I now have to pay 19,800 bells. Yeah, I cannot pay that! But he was actually nice to me this time and just said I could pay him as much as I could every day. Again, suspicious. Or another option would be to work for him. I didn't even get a say in this, by the way. He just says it and now I have to. So, cool. Instead of doing that, I actually headed over to my villagers' places, as the only villager I was really familiar with was Margie, a normal personality elephant. I met Pate, who I totally thought was a boy for multiple days during this playthrough, but we're gonna ignore those times. She is a peppy duck. And finally, Kurt. Am I thinking of the right person when I think of Kurt? Is Kurt a bear? A big bear, big brown bear with a star on his face? Ah! Oh, I was close! Hey, MVP, get it? Why is he mad at me? I made a cute joke. Kurt, of course, is a very, very cranky bear. This is also when I fully registered that my town's fruit are oranges, and that there are signs everywhere. Fisherman's Creed, watch your rivals move, it pulls away. Full bag. I didn't know we were speaking in proverb. Okay. Fisherman's Creed, unseen fish cannot be found. Unseen bait won't lure. This is a dumb way of saying, hey, if your fish can't see the bait, you're not catching any fish. Okay, Animal Crossing. You're cute. Ah! My foliage! Finally, I headed over to Nook's shop. He gave me some work clothes to change into and then asked me to plant some trees and flowers in the area. And honestly, I chose pretty bad spots. They're not that great. The next mission he has for me is introducing myself to the other villagers, which I already did. But this time when I talked to Margie, she actually asked me when my birthday was, and to make the playthrough a little cooler, I thought to make March 3rd my birthday. Sound off in the comments if your birthday is March 3rd. I guess I'm celebrating for you. Otherwise, everyone else was the same, except Tortimer, the mayor. I made him mad at me by answering who I thought was the most respected out of these answers. I did not say the mayor, so after that awkward convo, I just headed back to Nook. I then delivered some furniture to Pate, wrote a very detailed, nice letter to Kurt for being a valued customer, and as we know, Animal Crossing characters clearly cannot read and are stupid as hell, but surely he'll understand my nice message. Yeah, I was wrong. It was such a nice letter. How are you this dumb? I then took a carpet to Margie, watering can to Kurt, and got to write a wonderful message about how awesome Tom Nook is on the village's bulletin board. All of that boiling down to just 1,400 bells taken off of my debt. And of course, I have to figure out how to get the rest. Yay. My idea was taking as many oranges as I could and selling them, which actually gave me a significant amount of profit, but instead of paying back my debt, I used my newfound cash to buy a fishing rod and a shovel, thus ending my day. On day 2, I opened my map to find a new villager already. Blair, a peppy squirrel, has an interesting tagline that I don't really like, but at least there's another new interesting character on the island. Speaking of interesting characters, I'm on the hunt for some snowballs to make a snowman. Winter is ending soon, and if I can brag, I'm really good at making perfect snowmen. It's one of my few talents. I had to go on a hunt around town, but eventually found one that I lost almost instantly. It broke on a tree. While I waited for the snow to respawn, I actually tried to hit my rocks. Because one rock in the town will always get bells, and I clearly needed money for that debt, I say as I instead use that money to buy a watering can. A watering can that I do need, so investing. I also use that money to buy myself a beret. Day 2 and I can already get rid of my stupid hairdo. Kind of. Since I was at the Able Sisters, I did say hello to them, but Sable really didn't want to talk. Don't worry, we'll continue to pester her. I went and paid off most of my debt, and to get the remaining few, I decided to try fishing. And let me tell you, this sucks. Oh my god. These fish move so goddamn fast. It doesn't even matter if you throw the line right in front of their face. They move too fast. I caught 3. What the hell? That did it though, so now I'm debt-free. For 2 seconds, because Nook gave me the option of upgrading my house a bit. But the issue is that it is so expensive. I actually just don't think I'm gonna pay it off. It's not like there's interest. I can just leave it and never pay it back. You know what I can't leave though? My perfect snowman. I need to find those snowballs. And luckily, I didn't fail this time, and you guessed it, made the perfect snowman. I'm glad he can see that as well. Really do appreciate it. Surprisingly, this is not the only thing I did today, as one of my goals is completing a section of the museum, and that section I want to be the dinosaurs. So every day I need to make sure I donate the fossils I find at the museum. Blathers is very grateful for my charity, but I noticed there's a lot more to the facility. The Roost is Brewster's little coffee shop where I can come in and get a cup of coffee for 200 bells. Is it worth it? Probably not, as it does literally nothing. It's just a drink. The other area is upstairs, an observatory that Celeste occupies. And if you couldn't tell, she is in fact Blather's sister. But instead of artifacts, she likes constellations. I had the chance to make one, but I did really bad. So no, I don't want to see this constellation in the sky on April 13th. Thank you. And on that horribly sad note, I ended day 2. Day 3 is exciting because I updated my graphics. Yay. But that also means I have a visitor. This is Resetti, a fourth wall breaking mole that is now mad at me for forgetting to save my game. But look, I had to see if I updated my graphics. Because yeah, they didn't really work for a moment. Though this is literally how I found out one of my favorite villagers is now in my town. I'll spare you the footage of me screaming though, don't worry. This conversation with Resetti goes on for 5 minutes and I just sped through it. I really do not care. But finally he goes away and I get to look in my mail for a little gift from a perfect snowman. Looks so nice in my upgraded room. But when I left my house, there was a strange man at my door. A f***ing insurance broker. This sketchy ass otter was trying to talk up this plan, but I know it's a scam. That did not stop him from trying to follow me though. Gross. So I had to leave my house and instead went to rodeos. I love rodeo. Look at how cute and sweet he is. I love him. Not as much as Marcel, but he is definitely a top 5. And of course, he is a lazy bull. I got up to my usual collecting fossils, but of course on the second day I found these, I already have a repeat fossil. What the hell? So luckily I get a bit of cash. And with this newfound cash, I bought a net that I can't even use because it's winter, and a ski mask. Way cooler than the beret in my opinion. I wanted to make a snow lady for my snowman because he seems to want one really bad, but it's really hard when every 2 seconds a villager tries to talk to me. With weird convos, by the way. Margie got hate mail, yet she's totally into it. Kurt also got hate mail, but he loved the queasy feeling he got from it. I'm starting to get a little scared of this town. Alas, I had no idea that snow ladies weren't even a thing in this version and just made a sad non-perfect snowman on accident. But what a strange way to end day 3. The morning of day 4, I did a lot of talking. I hit up the Abel sisters, who clearly have some beef. Mabel is constantly yelling at Sable, and Sable is close to losing it, but it was really just the same dialogue over and over again. I do also have somebody else to see this morning, as Joan, a turnip seller, is visiting today. As y'all know, I want 3 golden tools, and to get the golden axe, there's a long, drawn-out quest that involves a red turnip. It is expensive, but I need to give one to a walrus whenever he visits my town. Luckily, if I get unlucky, red turnips sell for so much if treated properly, so at least I have that. When visiting Nook's shop for some flowers, he actually told me he will be closing shop so he could remodel, which hopefully won't cause any issues for me. But coming down here also made me realize that I have a new villager, a new little horsey villager. This is Buck, a jock who is now in the town. But surprisingly, this day ended abruptly as I donated more dinosaurs for my completion goal, made another snowman, because I'm obsessed, and ended there. Day 5 was also pretty chill as I found a new villager, Babara? I don't love the name, I'm not gonna lie. But she's a snooty sheep that lives here now. I do love her look though, she's really cute. So cute in fact, I've started my flower garden outside of her house. To get perfection in the town for a golden watering can, I need a certain amount of flowers, and at least today, Nook is closed. So I should work on trying to grow more flowers by myself. I did the usual things by talking to Sable again, which made things worse. Oh my god. Donated all 3 fossils, and for some reason, this is the day I foraged for money. The day Nook's is closed. Great. So I just dumped everything outside the store. That'll definitely be really annoying to deal with on day 6. It was definitely really annoying to try and sell all that. But I have some good money now. Money that I used on more flowers. Flowers we are really gonna need, so worth it. Another day goes by, another new villager, Pierce, a jock eagle, and Sahara is an NPC who's visiting today. She's a carpet seller who sadly lost her address list and doesn't know where her customers live. So of course, for some reason, it's my issue now. The first customer was Tom Nook, who ordered a little rug. I didn't get anything in return, by the way. He just told me to say hi to her. How rude. The next customer was Phyllis, who isn't even here here because it's Pelly's shift during the day, not her. Luckily though, I gave it to Pelly and it still worked out. The last order was to Mabel, who got a wall package, whatever that means. I also took the time in the shop to buy myself a new fit. Hell yeah. And obviously talk to Sable. Returning back to Sahara, I did finally get a little gift. A wallpaper. A rare wallpaper. Speaking of rare, I also finally got to bury a shovel to hopefully get a golden shovel. Weird way to do it, I know. But waking up on day 7, yeah, we did it. This is officially one step closer to getting my full golden tool goal done. I also tried to make a money tree, but I failed. So maybe I'll try again in the future. Of course, I don't forget to water my flowers and radish, but while doing so, I see a tent in the background. When I got there, I was just yelled at and said I'm not allowed in Crazy Red's tent unless I know the member password, which I do not, so I guess I've got some searching to do. I went to Kurt's house to see if he'd know anything, but oh my god, his house is so sad. There's nothing here. Literally, because he also didn't have the password. Luckily, the next person I talked to, Margie, did have the password. Okay, my friend. Finally, getting me into the tent. I meet Red, a very mischievous fox, who finds out I'm obviously not a member of his weird organization, and the price to be said member is so goddamn expensive, which is why I took it. Horrible idea. But not only that was a horrible idea, I bought an overpriced painting to hopefully donate it to the museum. And of course, it was a fake. Like, yeah, of course it was. The last of my day was sadly spent fishing to try and get all of my cash back. Cash that I also used to get some more tools. I have a little luck on day 8 as I found a 4-leaf clover. And Wendell is here. This is the person I need to give my red turnip to get started on my possible golden axe tool, which works really well for me because I got the turban that I needed to give to Sahara when I see her again. To then continue my golden tool quest, I needed to start my plan on getting the golden water bucket. The idea is to divide the town into 16 acres and get a specific amount of greenery, 3 flowers and over 12 trees. In this game, I can actually put custom designs on the floor, which is how I marked each section. But y'all, this took so much longer than I thought it would, and I couldn't get it done in an hour, so sorry. Another thing I did was go to the Able Sisters, where I actually had a much better chat. I really think we're making good progress on being friends. Day 9 is sadly where tragedy struck, as I got a very unexpected letter in the mail. What? What do you mean? What do you mean you moved out? My 3rd favorite villager just left? Why? Why did you leave? And if the squeaks were an indication of anything, I obviously was not expecting this. Funny enough, I was actually under the impression that Kurt was leaving, so I was a little shocked. I had to move past it though, getting myself a new hat and trying to work on getting that golden water bucket. Once my town hits perfection, I have to keep it that way for an entire 15 days, so I am really running out of time to make this work. And I probably would have gone faster if these villagers would stop talking to me. I only have an hour to play each day, and they're eating up my time. So is making a pathway, but it looks pretty, so oh well. Of course, it started raining though, which is what concluded this sad and miserable day. Day 10 was actually exciting as it was the flea market, but that excitement left as soon as I realized who was outside my door. I at first got him to leave, saying no to his little insurance scam. Then I felt bad. He's just a little otter. I love otters. So I went back and decided to do his questionnaire. He asked me questions like when I would want Crazy Red to visit, if I trusted him, have I put thought into my future plans, and this resulted in him obviously saying I need insurance right now. And this is where it all went wrong. Yeah, It's a loop. And you know what I did? Exited out of the game. Yeah, you're not catching me, buddy. Obviously, at this point, I am used to Resetty showing up and just do not care. So after my 5 long-minute chat with the friend, I could finally get on with my day. The flea market is on, which means I can go and basically ask for items in people's houses if I want them. And I started first with Pate, who I noticed was actually sick and will not be taking part in this flea market. Instead, I went and got her medicine to hopefully clear up whatever she's got going on, but we'll come back to that. Blair was the next person in her house, but the one item I wanted, of course, she wouldn't part with. So I left, leading me to Barbara, who I totally scammed. As soon as I saw that piano, I knew I needed it, and even though it was the centerpiece in her room, she gave it away at a pretty low price. Same thing with her sofa, but she had 2 of them anyways, so oh well. Since this was a flea market and I have a bunch of crap lying around my house, I decided to go and wait to see if anyone would show up at my place. And my first customer was Kurt. I hated this guy. Do you know how many times he tried to scam me? I went back and forth so much that I finally just kicked him out, resulting in Pierce instead showing up. He bought 1 furniture item, but like Kurt, couldn't fathom that I was selling my beret at 90 bells. Get out! Even though a lot of my time was taken up, I still made sure to donate my fossils and even bugs, lastly contributing to my trees and flowers that needed to be planted. Day 11, I did my usual rounds when I noticed a new house on the land. It's Dizzy. Is that an elephant? Yes, I was right. Dizzy is in fact a lazy elephant who is here now. I planned to chill out today and plant trees and flowers that I had gotten in their respective areas. But of course, Margie had fleas. I struggled a lot trying to get them off, but eventually I did. Look at how stupid this visual looks. That is not my editing. As well as Pate still being sick. I completed a dinosaur, gave Barbara a great new catchphrase, and really just ended my day with more fruit tree planting. Day 12 is my fake birthday! So of course, as I got online, Blair was there to greet me, giving me a cute little birthday cake as a surprise. But that's where it ends. No, I'm not kidding. I went and talked to every villager in my town, and none of them wished me a happy birthday. And of course Paige didn't, cause she's still f***ing sick! And Margie has fleas again, which she blames on Buck. Absolutely insane drama. Besides doing my usual tasks, I did notice there was a new tent that I had never seen at the plaza. Katrina is visiting the town, who can see my future for 100 bells. Since it's my fake birthday, I asked for today's fortune, which felt less like my future and more like it's already happened since I did threaten a bunch of my animals today. But yeah, perhaps it meant nothing. So I kind of lied when I said I talked to all my animals because no, I forgot about Barbara, who actually is leaving. It's not like I can get her to stay or anything, so of course, there goes another villager that I actually really liked. Ah, sorry, there was a creature at my door again. But day 13 is actually La-di-da day, the day where I get to go around to the animals' houses and they tried and sing me a town tune to replace our current one. I'm not gonna waste your time. They sucked. Bad Apple is much, much better. Cause yes, that is now my town theme. In bigger, more exciting news, I went to check on the town's progress with Pelly, and we've successfully hit our perfection rating. Now I just have to keep this up for 15 days straight, and oh boy. Even though the town looks janky in some parts, I'm too afraid to touch anything, so it'll remain this way. I thought I was dreaming day 14, but I'm not. I still have perfection rating, which means besides plucking weeds and watering flowers, I can do other things, like visiting Pate, who, yes, is still sick, or more importantly, fixing my god-awful mistake of a constellation with Celeste, getting some coffee with Brewster, and doing some good old fishing. I lied about the good part. I still hate fishing. Day 15 was pretty chill as I mostly did town upkeep, but I did check to see how many dinosaur parts I'm missing. It's a lot. I'm actually starting to worry about not being able to hit my goal, especially when I keep getting repeats. But to be fair, I can't really help it, so. Ending the day, I talked to Sable, who is now a genuine homie. Benedict? Oh, it's a bird. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know they would both die. Oh god. So I had to fix that immediately. But of course I was right. Benedict is in fact a bird who has a lazy personality type. Pretty happy with this new villager, not gonna lie. He's a cutie. On day 50,000 of giving Pay medicine, I ran into someone who I was not expecting to be in my town. Ooh. Hello? This was a shocking thing to just say to me, but this is Shrunk, a therapist and part-time comedian. And his whole character is teaching me how to use emotions. Wow, so expressive. I told him I'm down for a lesson, which involves me tapping his face to make an expression. But that's really all he had for me, so I just donated my fossils and ended the day. Day 17, Nooks was actually closed for remodeling, so none of that, I guess. Luckily, I had leftover medicine for a still sick Pate, but ultimately was interested in Red visiting my town. I wanted to give the painting he sold another try, and luckily, it was real this time! So I get one singular painting in my exhibit now. Day 18, I met with my mortal enemy. Okay, how mean is she gonna be to me this time? Oh yeah, just wait. If you don't know, this is Gracie, the designer genius in this universe. And of course, she gets mad at me for my outfit, which isn't even that bad. So to help me discover my own style, she wants me to take a quiz to get my fashionista badge. I'm licensed to fight fashion faux pas wherever they dare to appear. Honestly, that is the most she has ever said. I did say yes though, so she asked me various questions like what I think of fashion trends and how I sit to avoid wrinkles. I do think the last question was the most important though, which was design patterns I liked. I said plaid cause I'm stupid. And you know what style that got me? Redneck. She thinks I dress like a redneck. Even better, the outfit she gave me was a moldy shirt. I obviously sold that in the new Nook store. He really needs more clothes. In other news, Pate is finally not sick. Oh my god. And I made Benedict mad for thinking he was in a relationship with Pierce. Toxic masculinity is strong in my town. Day 19, I was actually able to see my constellation, which was really cool. But other than dino hunting and watering flowers, I didn't do much. The same thing can also be said on day 20, as I was super nervous for the upcoming fishing tourney on day 21. Pause for 2 seconds because I got some mail I wasn't expecting. What? Why? Oh, I guess I don't care that much, but that's ridiculous. Okay. No. I do care. Why are my animals leaving me? Is it because I called him gay? I'm kind of sad. I had to pick myself up though, because yes, the fishing tourney is today, but it's hosted by Tortimer, not Chip, which was a little disappointing. The idea of the competition was to get the biggest fish. Doesn't matter what kind, just the biggest fish. So of course I headed to the beach. As y'all know, I hate this It's so annoying catching fish, but I wanted to catch a couple just to see what I'm working with. My first fish was 17.5 inches, going up against a 38.9 inch sea bass. Bro. I gave him my crustacean carp, which was definitely more in the ballpark, but not good enough. This time I only went for meaty guys, scaring away any small goobers. Ultimately caught a big sea bass. I thought it would do well, but not 44.9 inches well. But that also means I won? I break one fish record and I did it. I'm the master fisher now. Yippee, I guess. Day 22, I woke up to a letter in a bottle that I vehemently ignored, and also used today to try out my timer. It started immediately, and I realized it was gonna count my fish and bugs, so I had to get going quick. I chose to go after bugs, which was hella dumb because I couldn't find any, after 3 minutes only ending up with 4, which I sold for literally no profit. Oh my god, not worth it at all. I had a gut feeling waking up on day 23 that there was somebody new in the town. I get a piggy? Do I actually? How are you in the exact same spot that Babaro is in? What? This was, no, I'm not even kidding. Like, this is the exact same spot because this is where the flowers were. That's not a pig. That's the first time I've got one wrong. Oh, because Agnes beef. Bro, I'm stupid! Just a little bit. But yes, this is Angus, a cranky bull, who actually has pretty nice eyelashes. Today I plan to talk to my villagers, which resulted in the craziest present I've ever gotten. Oh? What? What? Bro, it's just gonna burn my house down. I continued hating talking to Kurt, but also got some insider info from Blair. What? Oh, girl. Did you know last week she accused him of giving her fleas? Holy, and their neighbors too? Girl, what is she doing? And that is how the day ended. Oh my god, I forgot that was in my house. I decided to keep up my good relations on day 24 by sending each and every villager in the town a letter. Some not so nice, but otherwise my real feelings. Going back on my convo with Blair yesterday, Margie and Buck are literally matching. I'm done. Something is totally going on. Sadly, I ended the day by getting all repeat dinosaurs. I got a little luckier with the dinosaurs on day 25, but even luckier on day 26. What? No way. Thank God. Yes. Yes. All it took was some hate mail and I did it. And not only that, but Sahara has finally made it to my town. So I quickly grabbed the turban, but the guide said to not give it to her at first because she does have the chance of giving you a vase and not the massage chair I needed. But I guess that's where my luck ran out. Ah! That's not what I need. Okay. Shoot. I exited out of the game because I thought that would just reload the day, but no. Exiting out of the game without saving just gets rid of Sahara entirely. I got one step closer to getting my golden axe and screwed it up. Yeah, there was a chance I couldn't finish the rest of the quest anyways, but now I really had no chance. The next day, I was also expecting to get my golden watering can, but that also didn't happen. I really felt like giving up for the day, but of course still needed to do all of my daily tasks. With the days I have left, not only can I not get this axe, but the dinosaurs are also impossible to complete. Really, just putting a damper on my entire day. Which leads me to day 28. A holiday. I'm not gonna lie, I've been so depressed. I don't even know what that is. What is it? Oh, I get compliments? I literally just get to go up to villagers and they compliment me? Well, kind of. I also have to give them a compliment back, which some people don't appreciate. I still have some that do though, so that's also nice. The best part about these compliments is that they don't keep the swear words. But Dizzy seemed happy enough. He just does not know why. Though this is not the only thing I did today, as I wanted to check again for my watering can. Yay! If I can't get the fossils done and I can't get the stupid axe quest done, at least I got this one done. 2 out of 3 golden tools is not a bad accomplishment, and I'm actually really happy. Oh, you're new? Jitters! Frog or a duck, right? Duck. word! I knew that. Okay, I got really bad at this. Yes, this is Jitters, a jock who is now here, and how I ended day 28. Since I don't have to worry about a perfect town anymore, I jumped all the way to the flower festival, which looks even prettier with all the sakura trees. But because of my time travel, I'm actually missing a crap ton of flowers, but I did collect some to put next to my house, as the objective of this holiday is to have the best flower garden. And since this is the second to last day, I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to make my town look nicer, which involves me putting more paths down and getting rid of any pesky trees in the middle of the road. I knew dang well I couldn't finish my museum collection, and honestly, I don't want to go back there because of course Cap'n was hitting on me again in the coffee shop. But I realized I have a bunch of money. And you remember that debt I said I wouldn't complete? I totally can. I just needed 30,000 more bells. At first, I was selling fruit, which was dumb as hell, but after a couple of fishing, I managed to do it. Cleared the debt I never thought I could at the beginning of the series. Not only do I have a pretty town now, but also a bigger house, leading us into the last day. No way, Disney left. I just made like a cute pathway to his house and everything. Ah, are we trolling? Oh, ooh, that upsets me heavily. Ooh, I hate it. I also hate that because of the time travel, all the flowers just do not look good. I also realized that I don't even know who won the Flower Fest because the results actually get posted a day later. So on day 31, because I didn't get mail, I'm assuming I didn't win, which is super cool. Yeah, of course I didn't win. Nor did I win all of the challenges I set for myself, but I felt really good about all the holidays and the golden tools I did get. Thank you again so much for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already to not miss the rest of the series. See ya!